everybody, welcome to part 10. We finally got to part 10. We're getting lots and lots done. Sorry about the noise in the background, but nothing I can do. There's a couple of units either side of me and stuff. So, hope everyone's all well, and let's get into part 10 and see what we can get done. So, today already, I've decided to come in, get suited up, and the first thing I've done is got straight around these windows. I was fed up seeing all that sealer, so I've got as much as possible off. The rest will have to be sanded. So I've been around every single one. Took a good few hours, but that'll be much better. I've got to shape them all up now, get that all flat. I've got sealer everywhere. It's all on the floor, it's all on the side of the boat, it's all inside the boat. We've done this side too. You see the outline of where the sealer used to be. So we've been busy already. So we've got plenty to clean up now. There's everywhere, but we'll get the Hoover out at some point and go through all of this and get this all cleaned out. At some point we'll probably even wash it out. So we've been busy already, so that's good. Haven't touched the top of this or anything yet, but I've been up there to get up there to do the windows and stuff, and yeah, that's pretty solid. I can stand on it quite well, and it supports my weight no problem, so that's all good. Around the side here I've started to blend in the side of the window. That's pretty cool. I'm going to skim right up and do this whole post now. Get that sorted out. I want to do the same on the other side, but that's not quite ready yet, I don't think. No, I've still got to sand all this back. We've got to obviously get rid of all this. Need to flatten some of this fiberglass down and get some of these shapes right. There's a big lump sticking out here. So we're sort of going to be going from about there downwards with fiberglass and blending that all in. So yeah, we're not ready for that yet, so we'll get on with this side. Be nice if we can get a bit of sanding done on the top as well. Obviously got to do along the edges of the windows as well here. So it'd be nice if we could get a bit more of that done as well. That's never ending, getting all these shapes right. It's all part of the job. So let's get on with this window and see where we can get with this one at a time. Right, I think I'll start building from the bottom up. See what we can get done. Should take a bit of shaping. Once we get a few fills in there, we'll start to see the shape and it'll start looking pretty good. That's the plan anyway. I want to see it go down and then step across here, and then that'll start to get to where we want it to be. Not too bad going for one fill. Obviously got to do a bit more around these windows, get them all shaped up as well. Might be an idea to just sand this bottom half before we go too much further on that, just so we know what's what. It's 80 grit hardly touches that front. You have to do it with 40. Very, very tough. So I'm just trying to get this flat at the moment, so I'm going to switch over to the flatbed with some 80 on it. I'm just going to go along, see what I can do. So I just spent another, I don't know, half an hour or so just shaping up everything. And they're going to blow it all down and I'll take it over and show you. Right, I'll just wash my hands and we'll have a look. So, this is what we've been up to. Still got loads of layers on this front. I want it all to be like this. Got all of that to still fill. It's a real pain. But it will be nice when it's all smooth like this corner. And what I've been doing is I've been blending all of this in along here, trying to get it all nice and flat. And then I've started to blend between the side of the boat and the upright. So we get a nice consistent transaction there with this spot. Start flattening up all the bottom of the upright here as well. And I've been all the way along here. As you can probably see, there's still lots of little bits and pieces that need skimming, but we should be able to get away with going straight over the top of all that now with the green, because it's all got strength in it. It's got most of the shape, and hopefully we'll get it all nice and smooth like that. It's a long old process, I know, but it's starting to happen, as you can see in places. It is getting quite smooth here. This whole lot needs skimming in the green, really. And we can start seeing, we'll come over the edge and just do this whole bit. Get it all shaped up, come along the top here. We should start seeing the shape we're going to end up with by the time we're finished doing all this shaping up. So we're coming along, so let's get some of this skimmed up again and see what we can start making. Take a fair bit of plonking it in. Oh, I look good already. Don't forget the edges. That's the hard thing. You can't make a nice smooth edge with a flat spreader. Would that look good? The only trouble in bits like this is the mix is just going to disappear quick. Right. So we've got another mix going. Let's get this in and then I'll bring you over and show you what's going on. Wanted to do that, to be honest. And turn the corner a little more, but sometimes you can't. Oh, dripping off the board. It's quite warm out here, so it's making it run. It's good in some ways because that gets it in all the gaps. But in other ways, it's a pain. You get the idea of what I'm doing. Run out again already though. Bit of a pain. Right. We'll just clean these up and I'll give you a close up. Right, so you can get the idea of what I'm trying to do. Getting all the green and we're blending it all along here. And then blending it up into the upright as well. And over this edge. So we basically want to come down, come across there and come over the edge. We want a nice smooth transaction all the way through. This is going to be fun to do, but we'll definitely get there. Right, so we're going to come around this corner now and I'm going to get right along the bottom of that window and just see what it does. It's quite a runny mix. It's going to be a pain to do, but I'm going to try and do it. Then just spread up. So we're going to need quite a bit more than that. It's going to be the thing I think. You have to put a load in there and then move it off. Stay running. It's literally like water at the moment. It's so hot. It's going where we want it to. No, I'm not leaving it like this. I'm just trying to get some in the area. Right. You get it. Where do you get it? Oh, I can't even do that. There we go. Yep, something lovely. Exactly what we want. Probably want a bit more on this end, but not bad otherwise. Not bad at all. Right, let's get some in with the big one. Spreader. Should be able to get this to start. Looking quite cool. Got to fill all these loads basically. Obviously we won't do that in one mix. You can imagine it's going to take a lot of this stuff. Nice. But I want more stuff. No way of mixing up a bigger amount on this board at all. I don't think they do any bigger size boards. I reckon you're starting to get the idea what it's going to look like there. I am anyway. Just get it to hit this corner and turn, that'll be brilliant. On that side, we ain't sanded that side yet. Right, let's mix up another one to go in there. Here we come with another mix. Oh, come on, come up, any? That's not good. So warm it is that the other mix is already dry. And it's only been a couple of minutes. It's pretty crazy. And that's the important thing, is to try and get it in all these loads. Been a pain on these, yeah? There you go. Lovely. You don't worry about this corner too much yet, because it's still high enough. You can see what it's about. Yes. Right there. And across here. Not bad. Still could have done with some more. That's a pack that disappeared into there. Crazy. Doing it with the smaller one this time because I'm only coming up to this edge. I've only sanded to there, so I can't go no further. The big ones seem to put it in the deeper holes easier. I think that's as far as we can go. I've only sanded up to sort of there already. We don't want to waste our time putting all loads of this in and they don't stick. What I'll do is I'll put what I've got left in this side. Get this corner. going off, which ain't no good. That's it. Not bad. Exactly where I want to get to. Alright, let's have a look what we've been doing then. Basically trying to blend this whole side in. Going to take a few skims, but we've also blended in all the way along the bottom of the window as well. This is nice. Just like this. We had like a ridge, remember? Now it's flushed and smoothed down. And looking quite good. Around this side we're going to have a sharp edge. Like a laser sharp edge. On this side we're going to have a rounded, like flush, so any water come down it just run and disappears, hopefully. So yeah, pretty good. Don't know how well you can see us getting quite straight compared to what we started with, but we're still not there yet. This side needs a good old sand down and flatten off with a really rough git, like probably a 40 or something like that. So you can't really sort of say what that's doing, but you can see that that side's starting to look 1,000 times better. We've still got down the bottom here, this is still a low here. In the middle of here there's like a dip and then that's high, so we're sort of going down, up, down, so that's going to be a bit of a pain. So what we might do is come over the edge, skim all of this, and then we'll have to get some of the black guide and then put some of that in, and we'll be able to see where we need to go and where we don't, so we don't build up in the wrong areas. But pretty good, we're starting to get that blend across there, around the window, around the corner, into this panel now. This is all nice and dry now. It's going off really quick because it's really hot, so we can come into this panel and go right up and round, which is what we'll do every time we've got a little bit left if we need to. It'd be nice to get this all skimmed up and blended. Need to come over these edges so we know we're not on none of this sort of stuff. Get a nice smoothed edge. And it's starting to come along. Straight on the sides, straight on the top. No horrible wavy lines and stuff. Not bad. So I've been doing a bit off camera. Skim some more at the top of this. Come around this edge. All the way along here. Going up onto there. Going all the way along there. Blended at the bottom of the upright. Got the upright completely smoothed all over. That's obviously still needs sanding. So I've been busy for a little bit. Starting to look pretty good. Starting to get the idea of what it's going to look like all blended in, which is quite nice. Be good when we can get this whole front all green and all up around the rest of them windows once they're sanded and we filled the holes in there where the window screws used to be in it. I think that's one of our next jobs. We need to grind them out, get all sanded around these windows, get them fiberglassed in and make them disappear.
2,000 years later.
So I'm sure you get the idea of what I'm up to. So I'll do all this post off camera, then we'll blow it all down and we'll have a little look. Oh god, no, that weren't easy. Look how red I am. Oh, still haven't finished this upright here yet, but I'm about halfway up it. The sealer on that post is just a pain. It's different to all the other windows. That's been a pain all the way through, that one. And obviously something else was used on there, I reckon. I'll spin you around and show you a bit of a close-up of what we were up to. We even had a little guy on the roof, didn't we? So just wanted to see how it was going to sound, and that was okay in the middle. Tough, but not terrible. So I think it's a little bit thinner up there. So hopefully it'll only take a couple of hours to sand that top bit, and then back smooth. But the inner bit is going to be a right pain. But anyway, just spin you around and let's have a closer look. Yeah, so as I say, I was doing this post and along the top here as well. Sort of got to this hole basically, flatten it down as much as I can. I've got all the bobble off this upright to about there. Gone through slightly on this edge, so I'm going to have to cut that back and fiberglass that. And then I've gone up this upright to the top there. And I've got to go from where the light was at the top there and across. I've still got sealer to get from there to there, which is a bit of a pain. We sanded some of this top, but I've done a load more off camera as well. Just trying to get it so as I can clean it down, and that'll take some of this green and we can start to flatten things out. As you saw, I was standing up the top there with no problems. I've done all of these again off camera. First of all, I was using 40 grit, and then second of all, I was using 80. And that's sort of where we are with it. We're getting there with it. Definitely getting there, bit by bit. We'll come back on this post at some point and flatten this all down. See what we're going to start getting here, but really I want to get all this front all covered in the green, so it can all start going off and going hard, and we can start to get some ideas, some shapes, when most of the bubble will be off the outside. Lovely. About time. To be honest, I think I'm actually a bit further than what I was expecting to be, so not complaining. I have got to cut into all these screw holes there with the grinder and get rid of all of them. Some of them are way too close to the edge, like this one. I mean, that's literally right on the edge, which is terrible. And they're sort of scattered all over the place. They're not really in a nice pattern or anything like that, so we're just going to get rid of them and start again. We'll probably have much bigger holes than that anyway, with some probably 10mm stainless steel bolts or something like that. We'll have to see once we get to that stage. I'm going to have a short break, just a little drink. Not a hot drink, just a cold drink. And then I'm going to get back on this post, try and get that finished. Oh, my shoulders and arms are burning. Yeah, try and get that finished. That'll be my next bit. And then after that, like I say, I'll get the grinder out. We'll start cutting into some of them holes. But just for 10 minutes or so, I need to rest my arms, let them catch up again, and then we'll move forward.
20 minutes later.
So I've had no idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grind out all the little holes where the old screws used to go in the windows, and then get them filled up, and then obviously while they're drying, I can get around the other side and get back on that post. So that's the way I'm going to do it. So that's what I'm up to now. Should have sorted that side. A bit top heavy with that on top. Just taking care of the bits that have gone through on the weak bits of fiberglass as well, so we can fiberglass them at the same time. That's good. We got to the end of that bit. Need to get that all cleaned down now. Get some of these bits filled up. So I'm going to higher there because it's not sanded properly. But we will go around here. Still got some. I'm going to take a couple of fills to get round, obviously, but it's just normal. Doing the job nicely. And just make sure I press it right in the holes first. And stretch up and reach up here. The ladder really, but we're getting them. Going a long way, which is good. Do these repairs and build up a bit stronger. A bit wider in the circle. Got one back there. Bit of pain that one. Britter. So I've got to do one more mix for around the other window. Right, another mix is ready. Should be able to get it finished with this mix. Bad, we're getting there. Not bad. reach. Nice. A bit left for it again. Always good to use up whatever you got left in a dip or something like that if there is one. Right, we'll let that all go off. I'm going to have one of these. I think next I'm going to just do a bit of sanding on the MG. There's a few bits that I need to just flatten down. It won't take me long, but obviously that'll give this a chance to dry on here, which would be cool. And then hopefully we can get back around on that post round there and get that top half finished, and then we'll be coming along nicely all around the windows, which will be awesome. Not bad, not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Got them fairly easy. They had their second fill. Just want some green over them now. So I finished doing this upright. It's all cut back all the way around. We've got holes and stuff to grind and fill now, where the light was. Well, we've gone through a little bit. Some of these edge bits just want topping up. Down in this bottom corner need doing. I've also sanded all around the windows where we fiberglassed earlier on. Made sure that's all nice and flat. It's looking pretty good. We've got a few little pinholey bits like this that we've got to sort out. Don't know whether to grind them back or see if they'll fill. It'll be quicker to grind them back, I think, just to make sure they're 100% gone. Same on this window, it's all done. All sanded back. A couple of pinholes up there. But looking good. Had a little go on the roof up there as well. All I was off camera, so I've been quite busy. Haven't touched this side at the moment. That's pretty much what I've been up to for the last couple of hours or so, probably a bit more than that. Right, let's get these other bits grinded out. I think that's got them. Now I've got to blow them down, which I'll do all that off camera, and then get it filled up. Hopefully this will be the last fiberglass fill we've got to do on these windows. Quite a long whole bit there. Fair bit over that one, it's quite a wide one. Driven a bit because I want to get it on there thick, especially the limb parts. Oh, it's going up on me. Too late. Oh, that's a pain. I've got to do a tiny mix now to finish off them other bits. Right, another mix done. Hopefully this will be enough to finish off. Fair bit in this bit because it's quite open. It's a very awkward area to sand, but that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. Can't worry about it. Not bad, not bad. I think we've got most of it. All of it, I think. Got a couple around here, so we'll do that. And we're trying to. And we've got a tiny bit left. Here's this dip here. All helps. Just build up them dips. Stronger with this stuff than it is the green stuff. But then the green stuff goes like a plasticky type, so that's quite good. Especially protection wise. Right, I'll leave them to settle and go hard. So I'll just give the MG a wipe down. As you can probably see, it's still shiny and wet. I'm just going to let that flash off, and then I'm going to get the green over the top of these repairs that we need to. So we can finish shaping some of them up. I've noticed that some of these ones down here are not quite right, so we're going to reskim around that arch area and have a go at that as well. Just don't quite feel the right shape. all mixed up. Get some all runny again, as you can see. Pretty good. And next time I sand it, I can sand with a lighter grade instead of 80. I'll start to blend it in. Nice. And so I'm going to put the rest in the side bit. That's not quite right. We'll do that. Scrape the whole area now, so it should be pretty good. That's about where I'm going to leave that, I think. So this is a close-up of what I've just done. Should better smooth that all in with a lot lower grade now. Start making that blend into the car. I also went round the corner here and just went right across and joined the two repairs together across that arch because it was just slightly out of shape. Most people would never have seen it once that was all painted, but I like to get it right. And while I'm doing it, I might as well carry on doing it and get it all 100%. Okay guys, I'm going to call this one here. I'm pretty knackered. I've got quite a bad headache and that's annoying me as well. So I've put in over 12 hours, so that's not bad. Dark outside now. I'm going to get my hands all washed up, face etc. Drive home, nice hot chocolate, something to eat. Scrubbed up, get some sleep and do it all over again in the next part. That's what it's all about, isn't it? We are coming along quite nicely on the boat now, but it's a long old process because of what we started with. If this was a normal boat, I'd literally be finished. That'd be ready to go in the water. So it's such a nightmare to work on top of someone else's work, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure like the gel coat, you know, when you put like the anti-slip inside on the floor so you don't slide around, I'm pretty sure that was all over the outside because there's all bits of grit and stuff in it. I've got a feeling the wrong, well, something went right. But anyway, we're getting there, aren't we? This is part 10 now, so we've definitely got quite a way along. We'll just keep adding bits and bits and bits to it until one day that'll be finished and there'll be no more parts. But we've got a way to go yet, so we'll keep going. So thanks very much for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it. Hope you're really enjoying it. It's a hard old series to make. Just knackered all the time doing it, and obviously having to do bits on cars as well. I do show you them now and again, but I'm obviously doing other stuff on them as well, and I'm actually doing lots of other work as well that you're not seeing, so it's pretty hard work, but we are getting there. So thanks for coming in, and I'll see you in part 11.